Hello everybody, welcome back to another Kerbal Space Program video. And in today's video, we are going to be flying something that would be really cool to see in real life. This is the Starship Heavy. So basically what it is, it's like a Starship, but there are like two extra Super Heavies bolted to the side. So yeah, pretty cool idea, if I do say so myself. SpaceX should get onto this. Elon Musk, you'll be watching the video. I'm sure he's a subscriber to my channel, obviously, and he's joined the Discord, which is in the link below. Just kidding. I mean, hey, if you want to, but either way, we're gonna do a little bit of a weird roll program that we can get the time lapse going. We have it going at 2x speed right now. So basically, the way this things work is just like a normal Falcon Heavy, except we have those two outer cores onion staged away. So basically, what they're doing is they are cross-feeding fuel into the center core. So when the outer tanks are detached, the center core is still completely full of fuel. So the outer two tanks are going to be doing a boost back burn to head back to the Kerbal Space Center, and then the center core is going to be flying out to the next peninsula over, the next landmass over. Originally, I did want to do a drone ship, but unfortunately, I ran out of time for this video to do a drone ship. We will do a drone ship, don't worry. One of my viewers sent in a really cool drone ship. So yeah, this thing would be really crazy if it existed in real life. Like, to put it in context, a Super Heavy and like a Starship stack, basically, with the Super Heavy, it's bigger than a Saturn V. So this would be like a Saturn V, but like with like more boosters, right? Like a Super Heavy has 28 engines on it. If you multiply that by 3, that's 84 engines burning on the bottom stage at once. That is just absurd. That'd be so cool. That is like more than double the amount of engines on the N1. This thing would be so cool, Elon. But you better build this. I heard you know, you got a little money. You know, you're the richest person in the world now. You should invest in this monstrosity, which has now completed its first burn. So we're gonna stage away these side tanks, and we're going to get them in booster cam mode here or whatever. As you can see there, if you can see, especially on the top right one just a second ago, they were really kind of glitching out there. Not glitching out, but you could see the actual you could see the fuel tanks kind of clipping through. That's because I didn't have rigid attachment on, because the fairing would break if I had rigid attachment on. So yeah. So we're gonna do a boost back burn for both of them. We're gonna pop the grid fins out. These grid fins are created by a viewer and one of my Discord mods. He's known as Cookie Monster on the Discord and Deers Gamer. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. You guys should check him out. So yeah, great grid fins. So yeah, these guys are both gonna fly back to the KSC. We can get full screen mode on the boosters cam in just a sec as they get nice and close to the ground. And then once we do that, there it is. We can get ready to fire those boosters back up and get ready to do our landing burns with the side boosters to bring them in for a nice little bit of a landing here. Nice little bit of a landing. We start our burns at around 2.5 kilometers for each core. The core on the right hand side, or the booster, is going just a little bit slower than the one on the left hand side. So we're going to start its burn just a touch later. There we go. Both boosters are now fully burning here. As we come through the last few hundred meters a second of fuel on the two boosters, they are both under 1 kilometer now in altitude, just about to scrub off those last little bit of velocity and come in for a nice little landing. That left booster is trying to hang out for a little bit longer. I guess it wants to fly. Taking a long time to come on down. Looks like the right booster is just about to bring itself down now to the ground. Looks like it's gonna win. Oh my gosh, who's gonna win? And hey, there we go. The right hand side is down. Left hand side coming down now, nice and slowly, and touchdown. Hey, that is both boosters now. We can crossfade over to the center core, which is just continuing to do its thing as it gets its way into orbit, which is quite fun. Actually, it's not going to get in orbit. This thing it's pretty close to orbit, and it gets about 500 meters a second short of orbit, and then it will detach, and then it'll coast on down to where it needs to be, and then the center core, or the Starship itself, will continue on up. As you can see, for the Starship, I have those the back, bottom, whatever they're called, fins, folded up on the Starship. Just because if they were extended, they would have kind of chopped off the two side booster Super Heavy thingy. Their nose cones, they would have got chopped off. So yeah, that's that. So there we go. We can get rid of the bottom Super Heavy now. Now it is basically just a normal Starship, which is going to fly on up to orbit, just burning the 3 Wolfhound engines, which are my stand-in for the Raptor vacuums. While that is happening, the center core is kind of getting itself stabilized on a trajectory. What? How much wham? To bring itself in for a landing on the next peninsula, as you can see. One weird thing about that center core is normally I'd deploy the grid fins, but some weird thing happened where I would actually get more drag out of the grid fins if I didn't deploy them, and they like kind of. You'll see here in a second, the grid fins do some really weird stuff, and I kind of have to sneeze right now. Let's hope I don't have to sneeze and ruin the recording. Yeah, Starship just crossed 2 kilometers a second, so it's just about in orbit. It's flying not quite flat because it's trying to get its apoapse nice and high so it doesn't have to lose a lot from aerodynamics, a lot of aerodynamic losses. But as you can see, there are the grid fins doing all sorts of weird stuff, and letting them do that actually creates a lot more drag than normally deploying them and locking them in place. So I don't know what happened. Like, it was unlandable if I tried to deploy them normally. So weird stuff going on in super heavy land here as we can get it full screen as it gets ready for its landing burn. It's now scrubbed off. A lot of velocity here. We have around just under 800 meters a second of fuel to bring this thing in with, as the speed's now below 600 meters a second. So we should have really no problemo bringing it in for a good old land in here as we cross just about 2 kilometers. Because of the G-forces, the grid fins now are forced back into a down position, which isn't really realistic, but hey, neither is landing a Starship on a weird peninsula thing, or Starship Heavy, right? Took some creative liberties here as we come in on a perfectly flat surface, as you can tell. This is definitely 100% not a hill. This is perfectly flat surface we're coming into. And what a perfect, definitely not tipping over landing that is happening right now. And look how much not tipping over is happening. Actually, in all fairness, we really only damaged a few grid fins, or a little bit of the grid fins, as you can see right there. Fairing didn't even break, so hey, that's gonna work in my book. That SpaceX can do weird stuff. They'll go grab it. So there's Starship now as it continues on up to orbit. Now, I really wasn't sure how to design the Super Heavies because Mr. Emlon Yusk on Twitter has been saying weird crap about, they're going to try and catch the boosters with the launch pad and stuff and that kind of weird stuff. Obviously, I couldn't really do it in KSP. I'm trying to get it to work in KSP. I've been kind of streaming it, so we'll see if I can ever get that to work, but it'd be with smaller boosters and stuff, like the full-size one, just no. So I really didn't know how to land them, so I basically just landed them on the engines. Like that, that works. It works. I guess. I don't know. I couldn't have also put the fins on because then they would have ran into each other. All the three boosters, the fins would have overlapped. So yeah. Either way, we're in orbit now. Where are we going? Where's our destination? We're going to the Mun. We're going to the Mun. And normally you'd have to refuel to do this in LKO if you only had the one Super Heavy, but we have more boosters, so we're good. We can do it all without refueling. So while we do that, would like to quickly do some plugs. So if you're enjoying the video, there's some subscribe buttons down there. I don't know. We're trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Unlikely to work. We're probably going to get to probably 6,000 end of the year. Jeez, wow, that was completely wrong. 6,000 by the end of the month. Yeah, that's totally not going to happen. Probably best case scenario, we'll get to 5,000, to be honest. So I don't know, unless this video blows up and gets like 100,000 views. I don't know. Maybe it will. But yeah, subscribe button, like button, comment button. I don't know. They're all good buttons. The Discord button, that's another good button. I don't know. maybe it is, maybe not. I like the Discord. Cool Discord. I don't know. I keep saying I don't know. Either way, plugged aside. We have now made it to the Mun. Do a little bit of burn radial out because we were coming in a little bit low. And I started my burn too late, so we can just go ahead and now further 3 wolfhounds to bring ourselves down to a stop, just above the surface of the Mun. Instead of a weird swallow right there, it's probably pretty awkward. But normally, Starship, you have the lunar Starship, and it has those top engines. That's fake news. We're going to use this Starship, the normal Starship, to come in on the Mun, because hey, the Mun is fun. Mun or bust, right? And touchdown! A little bit of bounce. Standard procedure, obviously. So, trying not to tip over. And so there's not really much we can do because there's no Kerbals or anything. So we're just gonna leave. Yay! Back up in the air. I'm sure after we got rid of the Super Heavies, I'm sure you're only really here to see the belly flop and the landing of the Starship. So we're gonna try and get through this Mun nonsense pretty quick. Who cares about the Mun? It's made out of cheese anyway. Probably fake. So now we're just gonna circularize around the Mun and we'll get ourselves headed back. So if you're watching the time release, by the way, sorry this video is coming out a little bit late. I had some problems with my graphics card. Turns out NVIDIA's newest game drivers are garbage and completely break when you're trying to edit on DaVinci Resolve, so so I had to get the studio drivers. I think that's what they're called, the ones that are optimized for, I think, editing and stuff. So I don't know. I guess I won't be able to hit those bangers in Fortnite anymore. I won't be able to crank this in. I probably will still. It's just optimization, right? I mean, Fortnite, you need, like, you can run Fortnite on a potato, right? It's the graphics are not exactly, you know, amazing. I don't even play Fortnite anymore, so I don't know. Words, right? So here we are, coming in for air brake pass number 1. Yeah, so basically what would happen is I would try and edit the video, and then I'd get like 5 minutes in at most, and then it'd be like, OMG, your graphics card the graphics card usage would shoot up to 100%. It'd be like, uh-oh, image failed to render, graphics card is exploded, or image failed to, you know, so basically get better drivers in video, you know? I don't know if something was bugged or what was wrong with them, but those drivers were garbage. Now, coming in for the next, or maybe it was me. I even tried reinstalling the game drivers, and that didn't work. So I think something's wrong. And maybe NVIDIA knows about it. Maybe they don't. Either way. So, coming in for, we're gonna get ourselves circularized. Actually, here we're gonna get ourselves raised up so I can actually accurately target the KSC. And actually, conveniently, the KSC is like right here, so I can basically do one big continuous burn to lower our apoapse and get it intersecting with the ground as we head back to the KSC. I don't get it landed perfectly on the KSC, bit of a spoiler warning alert, but we get pretty close. So yeah, now I'm going to speed it up just a little bit as we can get to the reentry. We're going to activate the fins here in just a second, and we can get in for a nice little epic belly flopping reentry type of a thing. I love Starship. I don't know, so they're I really like Starships. They're like my favorite thing to do in KSP now. They're just so fun. It's just so ridiculous, the real thing. It's like a skydiver. Like, what's that all about? And you can do it in KSP, and it's awesome. I don't know. I don't know what else I like to do in KSP. Space stations are pretty cool. Maybe I'll make another space station soon. You guys want to see a space station? I don't know. Do you? I don't know. Maybe. Space stations are pretty cool. Bases are cool, although they can get a little bit faff because the part count gets pretty crazy on those. So, I don't know. Same with space stations. I don't know. I'm rambling. Soviet stuff is pretty cool too. And one superior Soviet Russian technology mechanisms. Either way, we're now getting ready to do our belly flop, although we're in our belly flop now. My belly flop's probably a little bit less graceful than SpaceX's. We're kind of going all over the place. And here's my not so subtle quick save and quick load here, because I did not get this first try. Fun fact. Yeah. So here we are. We're a little bit more stable now. I did an okay job. It gets pretty hard to control when you get below a kilometer. So at around 1 kilometer, we're gonna drop it down to 1 times speed now. We're gonna fire the engines up. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, fire! There we go. Flipping backwards. This is the coolest part. I love this part. This part's awesome. And here we are with most of our speed scrubbed off. Coming in basically vertically now. We're going to bring it in nice and slow because I need to get that nice buttery epic landing, amazing landing skills as I come in. Actually way too slow. If you look at our delta V, it's going down pretty quick. Are we going to run out of fuel? Oh my gosh, guys, what's going to happen? We're getting low, speed's getting low, delta V, little fuel. Oh my gosh, you can see how efficient I am. And perfect. Wow. I didn't even plan that. That was pretty cool. I'm happy with that. That brings us to the end of the video. So I would like to thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Please rate or comment to this video. Once again, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. And bye.